Everybody, I'm Ryan Hollister at Faneritic, and one of the tools that I tend to use quite heavily in my classes is ideas that I developed as a high school teacher and also as a science coach for a school district here in the Central Valley. And the next generation science standards have really latched on to this, which is using phenomenon to drive a lot of student engagement and questions and wondering. And so instead of presenting a lot of things to students, I generally try to start off with first letting them explore different things. It's been a little harder in the virtual world, but thanks to YouTube and Google Earth and all sorts of other things, you can still make very engaging and very awesome ways for students to notice and wonder. And the way I do it is I break my students into breakout rooms and give them Jamboards. And once they have a Jamboard, they are allowed to, and I can show you here, and I think in just a moment, I can flip the screen. Oh, maybe I can't flip the screen. All right, now I flipped the screen. But basically, they start out on a Google Earth exploration, and this was looking at mass movements and landslides. And they can go down and click and go see all sorts of cool things that will take them to lots of different places. And within those places, there's different videos. And so what their task is to do as a group over this 25 minutes or so is to fly into all these different places. And I basically gave them 3 tasks over here. Watch the video clip and several of the pictures, if there were any of them. And then I asked them to explore the area on Google Maps too. And then what do they notice and what do they wonder? And so I'm not trying to give them anything that it's trying to influence their thought process. It's literally, what do you notice, what do you wonder, and then do you notice anything in common? Are there similarities in what you see? And so you can see this one group had quite a lot of good notices, quite a lot of good wonders, and then some similarities. We had a bit of a group share out after that, and then after they had that, they were really invested in trying to figure out what was going on with all these different mass movements. So by being collaborative and having those discussions with each other, it really invested them in trying to understand what was happening. And so when we could go back through and present them some of the information, it's presented as clearing up information that they themselves thought of, that they were actually wanting to know the answers to from their own questions that they derived as a group. And it really, really helps my classroom engagement. I think everybody's engaged and involved and talking to one another and laughing with each other, which is really great and really fun. And then at the end of this, with their sketch notes that they turn in at the end of the week, they're then using their new knowledge to annotate and go back to some of those videos and describe precisely and scientifically what is happening in terms of triggers and mechanisms and things like that. So let them explore and wonder first. Don't just dump all the information on them and expect them to be excited and engaged by it. But if you can enhance the lessons with some wonderment and conversation, I think that's a good way to go. So good luck, give it a shot, and reach out to me and if you need some suggestions, and I can help.